Speaking of that weather and traffic, ABC 10's weather team tracking a weather impact alert day.
That's why we have team coverage, and here are the participants. Candace Red live in Sacramento with how you can stay safe on the roads. Jordan Tolbert will have the morning commute and traffic conditions, including the high country. Rob Carmark will have a full forecast. So first, let's get straight to Rob. Rob, how is the timing of all this as it enters our region?
So usually how this plays out is you get the wind, then you get the clouds, then you get a few light showers, a few sprinkles. It's starting to ease in, and then all of a sudden it nails you. So we're in that early stage with some sprinkles to some light showers starting to move in. That's going to take place now for the next 15-20 minutes in places like Sacramento, but it's already turning into some steadier, lighter rain once you get out toward Fairfield, Vacaville. But this is really the key to understanding all of this. This is a direct hit today from an atmospheric river, which is a plume of moisture that goes way down to the subtropics. And all you need to know about this is that even though it's narrow, this is intense, heavy rain all day long. We're expecting a couple inches of valley rain, more than that in the Sierra where the snow line is, where it's below the snow line. Above the snow line, this will end up being a couple feet of Sierra snow, but that's going to play out over several days. Today is a rain to snow switch. So these are some high impact days because this is our heaviest rain in this entire event for the valley spots is today because that atmospheric river has shifted now down to the south. We're talking about very heavy valley rain all day long, a lot of wind, tough driving conditions in the Sierra. We're looking at snow, and up there, it's also going to be very tricky driving. Now, at the moment, because of this warmer air that's in place, 40s for Truckee and South Lake Tahoe, that will be very different by tonight and certainly through the weekend as this will eventually pull in some colder air. So here it is. It's on the move, and it's very slow moving. Places like Redding, Shasta along the coast, they've seen anywhere from 6 to 15 inches of rain because they've had several days where it's been right on top of them. As it moves to the south, then it's our turn to take this on the chin, and this is going to be just one of those days. Once the rain moves in, it's going to be with us for a while. Although I know it's quiet right now, but don't let it fool you. 58 degrees with a rain icon sure doesn't seem like a bad day, but guess what? This is how it's going to play out. Later on this morning, it'll be spotty but intense at times, and then it really just lines up for not only organized rain, but very intense rain into the afternoon. Now we're into the evening commute home, and it just keeps going. We're seeing a lot more cold air, so that means heavier snow. Then we get one more pulse early in the morning for Saturday. But if you want to break from all this, let's face it, it's a weekend. Let's get our rain done and over with before that, and then maybe after that. And then that's going to be our moment. Later on tomorrow morning into the afternoon, we will hit a dry spot. So this is very important to get things done and recover and clean up because during the course of today and tonight, intense rain, some strong winds, and a lot of snow potential beginning this afternoon through the weekend as well. Back to you.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at your traffic conditions this morning, starting with a live look out at the roads. I-80 at Castle Peak in the high country. No chain controls on I-80 or Highway 50. Very different view than what we were seeing yesterday along I-80 this morning. Yesterday we had chain controls. Today we have none. But obviously things are going to start to change in the next few hours and days in terms of rain and snow in our area. Highway 50 looking clear, 99 northbound as well as I-5 northbound. If you live in Elk Grove, you're driving toward downtown Sacramento. And also between West Sacramento and Davis, no major issues. Tracy to Livermore, this is one of the clearest days I've seen on the Tracy Triangle really in the last 2 weeks or so. So Tracy to Livermore, no major issues there this morning. Expect about 20 to 25 minutes on 580 West. Stockton to Oakland about an hour and 15. Manteca to Oakland about an hour and 10 minutes on 120 westbound. And if you do plan on traveling during the winter storm this week, Caltrans wants you to be prepared for treacherous road conditions. And really the best thing to do is to stay home. But if you must go out for whatever reason, you need to think about safety first. So with that, ABC 10's Candace Red is live in Davis with driving safety tips that we can all use this morning. Good morning, Candace.
That's right. Good morning, Jordan. Well, Caltrans is sending a reminder to everyone to be safe on the roads. We're coming to you live from Interstate 80 West. This is in Davis. Now, earlier in the show, around the 5 o'clock hour, there was no rain. But you know what? There is rain now, and the wind is picking up a bit, and it is a bit cold out here as well. Cars, however, are still able to come and go with ease. No problems. But again, the roads are wet at this time. We know that a winter storm is is expected to bring several rounds of heavy snow to the Sierra, and it could create challenging mountain travel conditions there. Well, Caltrans is encouraging people to stay home, but if you must hit the road, you should be prepared for potential chain controls. Now, you must stop and put on chains when highway signs indicate chains are required. Just so you know, if you don't do it, you could get a fine from the California Highway Patrol. Now, Caltrans says you should also make sure your vehicle has a full tank of gas or a full charge and extra supplies in case of an emergency. Now, some of those supplies should include extra snacks, water, a blanket, and a flashlight. Well, Jared Dalen lives in Kingville and says his family experienced some terrible driving conditions because of a winter storm before. Take a listen.
Wife got stuck up here one year, 5 miles up from our house, and she had to spend the night in her car. And we're from up here, and it was a wreck. I advise people to take it slow and be very careful and have their chains and extra supplies in their car.
Well, Caltrans is also concerned about heavy rainfall and possible flooding in the valley. That means drivers should be prepared for slick roads, ponding water on roadways, and potential flooding onto the highway. And if you see a flooded roadway, remember, turn around, don't drown. And by the way, now is the time to winterize your vehicle if you plan on going anywhere. That means just making sure that your car is in tip-top shape. You want to be sure to check the engine, brakes, your lights, windshield wipers, everything, so you can make sure that you can get to wherever you plan on going safely. In Davis, Candace Red, ABC 10.
Yeah, Candace, good to be prepared because especially in the high country too, you just never know, with the snow up there and the chain controls and the delays. So thank you so much. Great tips.